What do we know about the consequences of the rise of China for the global political economy?
Before the economic crisis of 28, a relationship known as chimerica was created. It consists of the symbiotic relationship that existed between China and the United States. According to Neil Ferguson, it was like an opposite marriage. China saved, exported, and lent, while America consumed, imported, and borrowed. As time went on, the relationship between these two states meant increasing dominance in the world economy. At one point, this relationship became so powerful that it created a global imbalance and became a threat to economic stability. From China's point of view, the relationship created had been an excellent strategy because it had succeeded in boosting its economy through export growth. According to Ferguson and Chularik, since the year 2000, China was able to quadruple its GDP, raise exports by a factor of 5, import Western technology, and create tens of millions of manufacturing jobs for the rural poor.
From the US point of view, it was something completely different. This relationship meant being able to consume more, save less, and still maintain low interest rates and a stable rate of investment. According to Ryzen, over a period of 8 years, the state spent 45 times more than the total income it had. This interstate marriage was one of the major reasons why China was able to integrate into the world economy, becoming one of the most important events in the history of the economy in the last decade. Even so, there was a time when it was believed that this bond created between these two states had been a great strategy, benefiting the whole world and boosting the world economy. For example, the global trade boomed. But the reality was different.
When the economic crisis of 2007 arrived, the rules of the game changed, and the marriage of China and the United States began to have problems. It is said that the financial crisis marked the beginning of the end of the Chimerican marriage. The glorious opposite relationship began to be threatened as Americans were no longer able to spend the same amount of money as before. Eventually, Chimerican died. With the fall of Chimerica and the global financial crisis, China's economy was affected, principally because it had a very high dependency on exports. In response, they implemented strong economic policies and launched an economic stimulus program to counter the negative effects of the crisis. Thanks to this, China managed not only to stabilize its economy, but also to increase it to become the second largest economy in the world.
The end of Chimerica, followed by the rise of China, has had some impacts in today's global political economy. It is said that when Donald Trump came into power and increased tariffs on imported products such as machines and solar panels, a new war between China and the United States began, the New Cold War. According to Niall Ferguson, this second war is not as the first one in 1947. This one is a technological and economical war between a democratic state and a socialist state, which will define which one will become the new global leader. Considering that China is far inferior in nuclear matters than the United States, it is said that this war, unlike the first one, will be cybernetic.
It is believed that this war could bring some benefits into many different markets due to the rapid investment in technology and in research and development that states would do, just as it happened in the 50s and 60s during the First Cold War. For example, China's investment in infrastructure in the One Belt, One Road initiative. But on the other hand, the world order would be divided and once again become bipolar, harming the global economy. So, at this point, it can be identified that the rise of a great power, such as China, has started to affect the global political economy by creating Cold War tensions against the United States.
It can be said that the rise of China in the world economy has had a major impact, Some countries have benefited from it, but many others have not. We believe that in the long term, this will have major consequences globally, negatively affecting the world economy, considering what has happened in the history. A bipolar war brings many consequences and problems. It cannot be forgotten that although for a moment it keeps the world balanced, at any moment it can change and open the doors to a unipolar moment, where everything becomes disproportionate and global currents might
We
be.
think this topic is related to international relations through one of the main characteristics of realism, self help, which can be represented in China as they had started to seek for their own survival without depending on another state like the USA by increasing its economic, political, and technological power. We believe that this is an issue that is completely related to international business because it is something that will affect the entire economy worldwide. Additionally, we see that this is a current situation and that it is not going to end soon. This means that it is very likely that we as students of international business will have to face this reality in our working life. Additionally, this question is of interest for international business students because we must be able to understand how dynamics between two great powers such as China and the United States work and how conflicts among them can affect the economy and the marketplace so they can select the best decision for the benefit of an international company.
We think this is a great dynamic and we enjoy doing this work. We think it's a great way to learn about different topics and it helps us to develop many skills. We enjoyed the time we spent as a group. To make this activity a little more fun, we thought it would be a good idea to change the dynamic between cuts so it doesn't get so respective. With respect to our skills, we identified that we were able to improve in many aspects. First, we developed teamwork, a very important skill for our professional future. Second, we improved on our ability to express ourselves in English, both writing, since we had to do a script, and oral, thanks to the speaking in the video. Finally, we learned to find and use good academic resources. Also, we would like to improve our video editing skills in the future.